Hi, my name is Dylan, and I'm a physiotherapist at Calgary Core. I've been treating there for the past 3 years now, and as a whole, I've been a physio for over a decade now. Originally, I studied physio overseas in Australia, and I worked there for 9 years, refining my practice and doing some further studies. I did a little bit of specialization at Curtin University, which did my extended master's, and helped me really kind of like refine my craft, working with people with chronic pain, neck pain, back pain, things that you kind of see every day in the clinic. I guess as a physiotherapist, I went down that avenue to really try and like learn more about people and like what kind of like it causes their pain, and just trying to help them resolve that. And so often in the clinic, we see a lot of back pain that impacts majorly on how people are functioning day to day. And as a physio, that's just a great reward of trying to help kind of like decipher through like what's really limiting a patient and how we can kind of get them back to their goals or what's kind of like normal everyday life. The difference at Core is that we do treat one-on-one, and so I've always treated that way, and I've kind of found that like you really get to know the patient, you get to know their story and kind of like what's going on with them and what kind of drives like their injury or things like pain and how that's impacting on them. As the years have kind of gone by, like I've seen more and more kind of like neck and back pain, which then leads into seeing people more recently with TMJ pain. And so I guess the thing with physiotherapy is like often a lot of people don't know what can be treated by physio. We can often help with things like headaches, migraines, TMJ, kind of like difficulty eating, swallowing, all those kind of things that you maybe wouldn't know based off of just reading a physiotherapy job description. Being a physio is like the best job you could ask for, it's just like, I don't know, often you'll get people who come in and like they've never been to a physio, they just don't know what physiotherapy actually is. And so it's pretty rewarding that you just get to help people. Like, I don't know, I had a patient the other day and they're just like, oh man, like this has just got to be like the most fun is just like seeing like patients like actually like get better and like improve, and they're just like, oh, like you must go home like so rewarded, and like that's why I love being a physio. The ongoing like professional development and that like drive to learn is like a top priority. And so like as other clinicians looking towards like Calgary Core as like possible place to work, like you'd be hard pressed to kind of like find better access to in-services that will help further refine your skills.